Hello and welcome back to Open. Don't forget, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Okay, so our next guest is a multitasking executive producer managing various projects, wearing various hats. But together with her husband, they birthed, not a child yet, the creative vision to stage and design serene spaces for clients as JCL Staging and Design. And joining us now to share more, we welcome A&E executive producer and founder of JCL Staging and Design, Julia Carias Linares.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know, for some reason, welcome. Thank you for being here. I've just decided to start calling you Julia, right? And it's Julia.
It's both, whatever you want. Yeah.
I think it's because when you introduced me to your husband, he started speaking to me in Spanish, so I was like, oh, vamos a llamarla Julia. But welcome, and thank you for being here with us.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me. I've been following your work, and it's just amazing, and I feel honored to be here today.
Well, we're honored that you found the time to be here and with all these projects you have going on. So before we get into JCL, let's talk a little bit about your day-to-day responsibilities and how being in the realm of television led you to doing staging.
Yeah, sure. So I work for A&E Network, specifically for the FYI channel, which used to be the old biography channel. And I was part of the core team that relaunched that channel, which is a lifestyle. So we do a little bit of food, a little bit of home, and some relationship shows. But I've always been obsessed with home shows, and I've been watching home shows, for a very long time, and just sort of, learning what looks great, what's trending. And so about a year and a half ago, we did a show with Wayfair. And once the show ended, they brought in a lot of the furniture and for the employees. And anything that was raised from the furniture sale went to charity. And so I did a lot of shopping that day because obviously it was, crazy prices. And so I realized that I love that stuff. And I remember telling my husband, I'm like, I think I want a staging company. And he was like, what, are you crazy? Are you nuts? With what time? You have as if you don't have enough on your plate. And so that very same year, which was towards the end of the year, like maybe a month later, I went to my cousin, who's a contractor, and he had just finished renovating his home, and his wife is a broker, a real estate broker. And I said to him, I said, you know what, Prima, would love to have a staging home, a staging company. And he basically, within 2 weeks, he had recommended me, and I bid for a job, got the job, and it was just surreal because it's one of those things like that you have to be careful what you throw out to the universe because you just might get it.
Right.
Right.
Thankful for you, right?
Right. And so, but how do I start? So I put my producer hat on, and I was able to figure it out. I bid it, and I was so blessed because it wasn't just a home; it was $1 million listing.
Nice.
And so yes, so ever since then we've been doing that type of caliber homes.
So just break down to our viewers what staging is versus I guess going into a full-fledged interior design, although you offer that as well.
Right, that's correct. So what happens is there's a need, and this is a new industry, but what realtors and home folks that were selling their homes realize is that when you furnish a place, it just gives the potential buyer a vision. And statistically, data shows that a home that stays on the market less time. So, in other words, it just sells faster. And part of it is, when a person walks into an empty space, it's very hard for an individual to really envision how things will be placed in that space. Right. But also, it gives you a sense of the size of the room, scaling the room. A lot of times the space looks a lot smaller when it's empty, believe it or not.
Right.
So
also you give them a sense of what kind of furniture goes in there.
Right.
And then there's the really delicious part of this story. You're partnered with your husband.
Yes.
How is that?
It's been, very interesting. I think that it has allowed us to work together, and it's just, one of those things that we don't have children yet, so this is an opportunity to work together. He's just so supportive, whatever I need.
Well, So we're going to look at some images, and I wanted to just talk a little bit
Sure.
about what inspired these looks, I guess.
Sure.
Whenever you guys are ready, we're happy to look at them. It's
Right.
really nice to.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, like as you can see, the scale of the rooms are a lot more. You can
This is
see
your
that
work?
this is my work. Yeah. So some of the top images are the before, and the bottom are the afters. So when staging, I try to stay with light colors because you're trying to appeal to multiple different types of buyers.
So what role do you play versus your husband?
So I am sort of the person that speaks to the client. The initial contact is with me, and the design, and he is my support. He helps me, execute it. Correct.
He has carpentry and,
Right.
and all of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
As in his background, so he has his own vision as
Right,
well.
right.
And you can sketch it, and then he actually brings it to life.
And
Lovely.
a lot of times he would say, well, I think that it should be maybe this color or this type of furniture. And at the beginning, it's a little tough because I have my vision, but I realized that a lot of times what he's saying to me, it makes sense. He's been around me long enough.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm always curious about marriages being work partners as well.
I mean, sometimes things get a little tense because I have my vision, but he's really great about supporting. And at the end of the day, I tend to win.
That's right, girl.
Well, he knows that I have a sense of design, and so he trusts me and he supports me.
And it's also the sign of a caballero.
Right.
Es un caballero.
Exactly.
And so I want to just mention before we go that we are both 100 Hispanic women
Yes.
members.
Yes.
And while we've known each other for very many years, it's been nice reconnecting through that I guess platform.
Right.
And while I work with the New York or the national chapter, you're with the Westchester
Correct.
chapter, and I understand that you also have some events coming up, right?
Yeah, so we have our Latina Leadership Forum, which is an opportunity for the organization to give out scholarships for young women who are entering the college space. And so that day we honor some of these young women and celebrate them. And so it's exciting. It's April 20th at the Radisson Hotel in Westchester, and it's from 10:30 to 3 p.m. So I invite everyone who can make it. I mean, it's for a great cause. We want to support these young women and let them know that there is a community behind them.
Yes, lovely. Well said. And so before we go, with JCL Staging, what is the process of someone, I guess, hiring your services?
Sure. So they contact us, we assess, we do an intake form, we assess what they need. It often is brokers, but sometimes it's direct clients.
So that's for you realtors out there watching, right?
Yes.
That was a hint for you realtors watching.
And we assess the space, and we figure out. It's always very important to figure out the clientele that is going through in that particular neighborhood, the building. So we try to stay true to that, the design of the space, the exterior as well as the interior. So when we make our plan, our design plan, it's always all those pieces are taken into account. And then we facilitate and execute the vision. And so it's usually a 3-month process, a 3-month program period, where from beginning to end is usually 3 months that we provide our services, and of course it can be extended for an additional month.
And you're available throughout the entire tri-state?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Just want to make sure.
sure.
You guys, all right.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Julia.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram, JCL Staging. We're on Facebook, and you can also follow me at Julia Carias on all the handles: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You guys, once again, for consultation or services from JCL Staging and Design, you can visit jclstaging.com. Also, Got to mention the Latino Leadership Forum and Scholarship Award Luncheon that's being held by the 100 Hispanic Women Westchester chapter is taking place once again on Friday, April 20th from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Radisson Hotel, which is located at 1 Radisson Plaza in New Rochelle. To purchase tickets, please visit bit.ww/Latino Leadership Forum. All right, so in addition to that, we, in keeping in the spirit, I should say, of Women's History Month, this Saturday, March 24th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., CB7 is holding their second annual Women's Empowerment Summit, in which yours truly will be serving on a panel in the company of powerful women sharing their secrets of success. Registration is taking place at Lehman College Faculty Dining Room. There is limited seating. Register at secondwes.eventbrite.com. All right, happy Women's History Month. Okay, we got to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about Checklist, the play that is. Don't go anywhere.